Hello everyone there on YouTube. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to check out what I believe to be the third rendition, but the Mark II Savage from Engl amplification. So my first proper amp, the first amp I ever bought that wasn't a rack setup was an Engl Savage Special Edition, and they were blowing them out in towards the end of 2004 at Music Store, Cologne. Got it super cheap for how expensive the head was new. And it was a really cool looking head. It had like a black front that was all indented, a million switches. And I used that for most of the time during my time in Fell Silent. And then eventually I sold it to get the Invader once they released that. And then during Monuments, I also used Savage 120 for a couple of tours before 2013 sort of time. So yeah, I've used the Savage 120, the Savage Special Edition, and now in my house I have the wonderful Savage Mark II, which honestly sounds really quite good. So yeah, this will be my fourth Engl, my third Savage, and I'm really excited to give it a proper run through. So it comes with 4 channels, an amalgamation of many switches. You've got a high-low switch here, input, high-low, bright switch, pre-shape, contour. You can switch between mid-lead and mid-bold on the first 2 channels here. You have the switches to go to each individual channel. You have the noise gate option. You have a depth boost option. You can change between presence A and presence B. It's full MIDI controllable. It's got 2 effects loops, 2 master volumes as well. On channels 3 and 4, you have a rough smooth mode as well. And one is sort of more focused towards the buttery kind of lead sound. And that'll be the smooth mode, whereas the rough mode is more aggressive and perfect for rhythm playing. So it's 120 watts. It's through 2 massive valves in the back, which I believe are 6550s. And it's got, what, 6, 7 preamp tubes in it? 6 that I can see here, but there's probably some more in there as well. So, yeah, all tube, lots of tubes, lots of gain, lots of Engl. So my signal chain is this Mayonnaise Devel Elite with the Star Wars, well, what they call Star Wars Flame Maple on the top with Seymour Duncan P-rails in it. Can switch between single coil P-rail, single coil P90 or humbucker with these switches here. Obviously neck and bridge, just a single volume control. I have that plugged into a couple of pedals which are currently switched off. I have a GE7 made by Boss, which is an EQ pedal, and an NS2 by Boss noise gate, because they're the only 2 pedals I ever used with the Savage 120 and the Savage Special Edition. And back in the day then, I never really liked the boost, what it did in front of the Engl. So I'm just going to go with what my initial thought was on it. I mean, there's so much gain on this thing that it doesn't really need the boost, but might end up adding it. Who knows? But I'm going to start with Crunch 1, which is channel 2. And if I feel like it, I'll try the clean channel at the end. But I mean, no one buys these amps for the clean sound, right? They just want that brutal as fuck distortion. I've got it connected through an AMPLIFIER amp switcher, through the pedals into the AMPLIFIER amp switcher, which goes into the Engl Savage. And over here, I've got a Coffee custom cab 2x12, the Latte, with a V30 and a Heritage 75 in it. I don't know which one I'm miking up, but I've got an SM57 in the front. And that's just going into the Audient ASP A80s, which is going into the Orion 32 Plus Gen 3, and finally into a Zoom H6, just because it's basically easier for me to capture it like that rather than in Cubase. And the Zoom sounds good. I guess I'll just play. So all the switches are turned off right now. Even turn off the depth boost. Suppose I should put the EQ flat, right? Yeah. Let's just flatten out the EQ. Let's just turn the gain all the way up. We'll do the presence at noon as well. Yeah. Let's get going. Channel 2. One thing I've already noticed is that the gains don't affect the two channels anymore. They're all individual. And that was one kind of cool feature of the 120 that I really liked, is that channel 3 or channel 4 or channel 1 and channel 2, well, the second and the fourth channel would also take the information from the gain knob of the channel before it. But now it's completely independent. So yeah, anyway, the appreciate button, as you can see, I was just playing around with there. It seems to cut the low mids, which is perfect, because that's kind of what I would do with the boost pedal or the EQ anyway. And it just tightens everything up a little bit. So the mid bold knob won't work until you press this button, and it's choosing between the lean or the bold. So let's just see what the bold one sounds like. Relatively low gain, but very cool sound. Definitely usable for those that really like to dig in. Obviously the contour and the mid bold have a lot more mids into it, depending on what sound you're going for. Obviously I'm into the thrash, so I like the scoop. So yeah, let's I haven't tried the noise gate yet. Let's give that a try. And also, oh wow, that cuts out a lot of the noise. The noise gate knob's on the back, by the way. I'm going to try adding in the depth boost as well. So let's try that. Let's try the noise gate first. Adds quite a lot of bottom end, the depth boost. As you can see, turn the bass right down. boost is a little bit too much for this particular channel, but it did add a lot of nice things, but also a little bit of horrible things. In fact, I'm actually going to try turning my pedals on now and turning the depth boost on and see if that helped, because I've got the EQ cutting 1 and 200 hertz a little bit, boosting 1.6 the tiniest amount, and then boosting a little bit of volume to get a little bit more gain. Still a little bit too much for this particular channel, but it sounds good. All right, let's move on to channel. In fact, actually, does the gain low high work for this channel? Apparently it does. So you can add a little bit more gain by the high-low switch. Good. Let's move on to channel 3. Let's turn all the switches I had on before. Try the depth boost. try the contour. So just press the rough and smooth knob there. There's an extra knob on this one called tone balance. And at first I didn't really know what it did because it was very, very minimal when the treble was turned up. But when the treble's turned all the way down, you can kind of hear what it's doing. It's kind of softening out those treble frequencies. Yeah, I definitely prefer it with the depth boost turned off. I mean, for some styles of music, it will work great because it's just throwing this huge bottom end at me. Let's try channel 4 and see what we think. This is the lead channel. Whoa, that's a lot of gain. So let's turn that all the way down. All right, let's try my two pedals on again. I think it's more obvious with these two pedals on that it's more effective on cutting that sort of farty mid-range of the 7th string, which is kind of why that started happening, cutting 100 and 200 a little bit just to tighten it up. But yeah, let's have a listen. Sounds glorious. Let's just try it quickly with a 7. Whoa. Okay, let's try without the pedals. You don't understand what I'm talking about. It cuts out that sort of farting low mid. Now my camera turning off, so that is my cue to end. It's an amazing sounding head. It's so versatile because of the plethora of switches that it has. It is literally got thousands of sounds in this. You could be here for years. And it sounds amazing. It's really, really aggressive sounding, which is like, that's what Engl's known for, right? Aggressive German engineering. And it just look at the design of it. It just looks angry. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could check out channel 1, the clean channel. actually a very, very cool sounding channel. I'm actually quite glad I tried it now. Let's turn the gain down. Let's make it a little bit more clean. Really clean, isn't it? So I'm turn the depth boost on as well. I think this channel might warrant it. And on that chord, yeah, didn't even play around with any controls there. You know, obviously a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay, maybe a little bit of chorus if you feel inspired from the 80s. Then yeah, I mean, it's a really clean sounding clean. And when you do push it, it's got this sort of bigness of like an orange or something, which would be perfect for that sort of slower Cult of Luna kind of style stuff. Obviously, that's probably not going to translate that well through the mic, but in the room, it sounded big, it sounded full, and it sounded fat. So great work from Engl again. They've always made very, very good sounding amps. As I said, this will be my fourth one. So I'm definitely not a stranger when it comes to Engl. It definitely shaped a lot of my earlier career as a guitar player, for sure, without a doubt. So yeah, thank you very much to Engl for sending this over for me to check out. I'm really excited to have it as part of my plethora of sounds to get for all future projects. I've got the Engl Savage module with Synergy, which I'm going to compare it against. Obviously, it's going to be slightly different. The Synergy Power Amp has 6 L6s in it, 4 of them for 100 watts versus the 2 massive boys at the back here in the Engl. But yeah, I mean, I've already tried them. It's fairly close, actually. So, but obviously you'll be able to see for yourself and see what you think. So yeah, again, thank you very much for coming to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Obviously, this is just me noodling around, trying out the Engl. I'll do a playthrough of it so you can hear double tracking, so you can sort of see what's happening with it when multiple tracks. Because obviously, having a mono signal is one thing, but when it's in a mix, it's obviously a completely different thing. Got a couple of other videos coming up. I've got to check out the rack mount plasma by Game Changer Audio, which is like a fuzz generator using what I consider to be the closest thing to Nikola Tesla, the plasma tube, the Xenon tube. And I'm really excited to try that out because I think it's going to be absolutely disgusting in the best possible way. I'm going to check out the coffee custom cabs properly, the 2x12 in purple that I have here. Got a bunch of other stuff to check out. I'm really, really excited to check it all out. Some stuff from Warwick. What else have I got? There's other things. Got some new things from Boss to check out. Yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. I've been John Browne, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.